Hey, Michael, such a pleasure being here with you. But a pleasure comes with a duty, so I'm going to ask you some questions now. First of all, what the word regeneration means to you?
So what regeneration is to me is the fact that it's the embodiment of the human spirit. So much is happening today, a lot of negative things are happening, and I feel like that we need to reboot sort of the human spirit, the human mindset, and I really believe that we can do that through being very mindful, but also through the creative integration using regeneration as the vehicle.
You just got the title of Regenerator, it's a big one. So tell me, what is your contribution to the community as a regenerator?
Well, I really believe that you have to lead by example. You can't really expect the world to change if you're not willing to change yourself and be positive in your influences to the people that are closest to you.
So Michael, thank you for your answer, but now I'm sure myself, everybody here, including the cameraman, is including to see your presentation. So Michael Polsinelli.
Next year, which is pretty exciting, we're going to be meeting up in Lisbon for the Worldwide Hair Tour 2021. And the concept this year that Davide introduced to everybody is called Regeneration. So what we need to do is sort of understand what regeneration means to us and how we're going to sort of interpret the whole idea and the whole concept our way. We're not going to take the word maybe so literal, because we usually don't take everything so literal. We usually kind of find a way or an avenue to kind of make it a little bit more obscure and maybe come from the side or from behind and reintroduce a concept. So, and I like that kind of that thought process myself. And to me, what's happening around the world right now, especially where we live, there's a lot of sort of social animosity, and there's been a lot of I guess the unacceptance of each other, opinions, cultures. We've kind of cut each other off, and I think that somehow it would be nice to kind of integrate or reintegrate through regeneration, sort of, you know, the rebooting of how we think and how we see things, almost kind of going back to, you know, us as being children again and being sort of raw and open to everything. So
I think, like, you know, when we're going with their state of mind of like the consciousness of children, I think they're so open and receptive to like everything. Like, so I think what's the problem with the world today is the human being is in the way, you know, and I think we need to change our conscious state. And I think it's almost like human beings become like a regenerative hybrid, in a sense that, like, connecting with universal consciousness, in the sense that, you know, we can actually communicate and understand like what other living things are feeling and doing and thinking. And I think until we get to that understanding in a conscious state, like all of us, and like so where we can relate to plants and other species, you know, I think, you know, we need to change ourselves. I think we need to change our way of thinking and become more open-minded. And I think by connecting with universal energies and really seeing the world in a different way, and actually maybe being able even to communicate with other species and organisms on this planet, so that we can actually understand what they're going through. I know it's a little bit out there, but I mean, I think if, like, you know, we can actually have that conscious connection with every living thing on this planet, that we can actually change it, because we actually understand what they're feeling instead of, you know, what we're just feeling.
right.
I think, like we've talked before, like you said it nice another time, the evolution of oneself. It's like learning how to,
I
like,
think too,
evolve our own
we
minds so that we could,
a little bit,
you know,
more
be
in
surrounded
depth
by
about it,
others without challenge or fear.
but just acknowledging that everyone's function is necessary for like the world to exist.
Alright, so basically, from what I'm understanding, it's like, you know, regeneration, we can make this very literal, as in very technical, or technology, as in, you know, regrowing something, or so, you know, something scientific, or, you know, something in nature, how it can sort of regrow itself or replenish itself. So
Or even how like something in nature like that are totally opposites coexist together.
exactly. So, but what I'm understanding is before we can actually fix what's happening around us, we need to fix ourselves first. Because if one of those links in the chain breaks, something stops. Right? And right now, we are the chain that's broken, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
We're the weak link.
We're the weak link right now. And so, you know, having said that, guys, I'm thinking, okay, so now if we can understand that we need to kind of reboot our spirit and our souls and our mindset and our minds to become a little more adaptable, a little bit more accepting to what's happening around us, I think everything else would have an easier existence. You guys came up with a great idea with, we were just talking earlier off camera about water and what exists in the water and what regenerates in water, what regenerates outside of this planet. So, and I thought those were really cool sort of things to kind of work on, you know?
Well, yeah, and like how each thing doesn't exist without the other, and sometimes that means something coming to an end or something dying, and then
Coming back again.
coming and creating new life from whatever's
keep
left over.
regenerating itself.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna keep growing.
but this is just a nice sort of innocent start. You know, it's a good way to kind of anchor down some ideas and give us a sense of direction. But anyways, I feel good about this, and it's a good start. Yeah?
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Well, let's get to work then, and we'll get started.
All right.
All right? Okay. Cool.
Get in here and make other ones.
Resolve, and then color. We need that.
So, but for me, you know, I think that, you know, trying to understand where we're going with it, because now is the beginning, and we have to start piecing this all together. And then, you know, we can kind of, you know, make all the ideas evolve as the year goes on. But for now, you know, I think that just, you know, putting stuff up here, and then little by little, we'll start to take stuff away, and, you know, maybe add something else, or maybe streamline all the ideas that we come up with, you know?
Well, even like little things like this one and this one, this could be makeup.
Yeah. But this I love because the colors are amazing, and there's a duality here between obviously regeneration, because the sea star and the jellyfish have regenerative properties, right?
Yeah.
So I love that, but you know, so there's kind of like I said, there's a duality to this, and I love the colors here. So this could be a great inspiration for hair color. And then here, these ones are like something that I worked on already. So this is just, you know, an idea, but it's kind of like geisha inspired. You know, it's got that Asian quality to it, and I love that. So we're gonna have to, you know, kind of come up with our own version of doing this, and then, you know, here's a twist. This is a twist that we did. So you know, we're gonna have to somehow. It's got this sort of this African feel to it, you know, this tribal feel to it. And like we always do, guys, we end up kind of like fusing everything together. You know, that's what we're all about anyway. So everything will kind of somehow work its way into each section. Because I think there has to be a common thread between the whole collection, the whole concept of the show. So I love all this stuff. I mean, the stuff is just amazing. So that's something that, you know, inspired us already to kind of make some of that roping hair. Now we just have to find a way to assemble it in a different way.
This done such a long time ago, that's not simple to me.
This?
Yeah.
No, this is not simple at all. Actually. It looks simple, but that's not easy to do.
I don't know how they did that back in the
And
day.
this is actually Native American.
Yeah, so it's not.
Okay, so
That's
it's
what's
very
so
Native.
crazy. It's like such limited tools and look what they can make, you know?
Native American. Well, that's all craftsmanship.
Right.
Native American, indigenous, kind of like African tribal.
Native African, yeah.
Okay, and same thing here. Same sort of feel. Okay, almost even a little bit of I love the whole sort of Indian kind of, Indian
Yeah,
kind
with
of
the
folks of-
draping.
Yeah.
in a different way. But we've got to kind of finish these boards here, finish filling in as we start evolving the collection. Like I said, some will stay and some of these will go, but it'll be a kind of a revolving mood board. So, okay, good. Well, so we've got a little bit of a start here. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right. So what we can do is take a fresh one out of here. We've got a fresh one here. We'll keep all the bags. So we can put them back in. So we'll take one of each color. We need the wire.
Just grab it and take it with you. And beat it. Okay, good.
Looks pretty good with the leather. It kind of looks like it's, Indian and almost Asian at the same time. It's kind of like this blend of both. I think we might do one like this, guys.
We're gonna make another wig.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool actually. Just keep tying them together and just putting them on. It's hard because remember, everything's got to kind of come in and place all together.
Yeah, but I just mean the length of the actual.
Oh,
The mohawk.
I mean,
so
just trim it
It goes
down,
from like long
I'll go so from like a little bit longer in the front to
Yeah.
like a little bit shorter as you're working
like
through
a
the
little
back.
A-line,
to,
like a
to
little flat
mimic
top.
the head shape.
I gotcha. So what we'd have to do is we'd have to actually tie two together and then place them on, right? And then we just have to worry about the symmetry, right? And then where they connect onto the head because it's rounding. So we got to kind of do it on the bias so that they actually all interconnect and they all fit because it will get a little difficult once
Yeah.
once it's all placed onto the head. All right, so
Revelation.
We agree.
so this is like a good idea. It's just we have to kind of push this forward, push
Yeah.
it through and embellish it. So, but it's a good start because take a picture of that. Because I think the technique is really good. So, but this one, I think that if we can kind of make this look it's indigenous somehow, but very futuristic
And just linear.
and
Like
linear.
just one straight.
Exactly. So it's kind of a cross between, an Asian warrior / kind of Native American, futuristic,
Yeah,
all kind of mixed into one.
You want to do the same pattern?
No, we're just gonna kind of just crisscross these like this right now, like this, and we just crisscross them almost kind of like a bow into the top like that. because I mean this is all good stuff. So we're gonna, but you know what's gonna have to happen is the underneath is gonna have, something's gonna have to happen underneath where it's gonna be tight to the head, and then this has got to kind of be a little bit more three-dimensional. It comes off the head shape. But we just have to figure out how exactly we cover the head, like I said, and see how we get to that.
Did you see it from the side? Do you want to see it?
Yeah, I
from
want
the
to see
side?
it from the side. You want to hold that for me? So yeah, it looks really cool. It's got, it totally has a different sort of, I know it's really raw right now, but I mean, it's kind of making us think in a certain way, in a different way, which is really good. All right, cool.
Great.
That's it?
Yeah.
Cut.